Okay, let's go ahead and start in child's pose. Today, what we're going to do is alternate forearm planks and planks with some posture that just focuses on flexibility, especially in the legs, the hips, the hamstrings. So I do feel like yoga is really sustainable practice and just really a benefit to our bodies. And I want this to be a mix of like effort and then easiness, okay? So we're in child's pose. Let's just close down our eyes, take a few deep breaths, and thank you all for joining me. Okay, let's come up to hands and knees, tabletop, and we'll just flip one hand so the top of the hand is to the ground. Bend your elbow as much as you want to or need to, and go ahead and switch that out. Just a nice, quick wrist stretch. We're gonna replace the hands with our elbows, so we're on our forearms. Let's have our hands together or lace the fingers. We'll come into dolphin pose, so just tucking the toes and straightening the legs. You can have a bit of a bend into the knees, of course. Let your head relax. If it's hard for your neck or your head to relax, then think about really strengthening the outer arms. Sorry, I'm just going in and muting people who come in. Cool. And welcome to those logging on. So we're in dolphin pose, strengthening the outer arms. You can even kind of like disengage the shoulders and then re-engage, disengage, re-engage. Almost like when you do that, you get a little bit of a lift. Let's find a nice deep breath in and out. Now we'll take the shoulders over the elbows and we're in forearm plank. Feet are about as wide as the elbows are. Let's inhale right here. Exhale, drop the heels one way. Inhale, center. Exhale the other way. Repeat this and follow the pace of your breath. You can drop to the knees and windshield wiper the feet if that's better, or just stay right here in plank. We're kind of used to a little huffing and puffing on Thursday, so I think you guys will be fine to just stick with the planks. Let's take it one more time each way. All right, pause and hold forearm plank. We're gonna go up to the hands for a high plank. And from here, we're going into down dog. If you need to set your hands wider for down dog or bend the knees a lot to make it more comfortable, that is totally fine. We'll just be here for an inhale and an exhale. And let's start to walk up to the top of our space. Forward fold. Give your shoulders some rolls. Okay, let's keep our right foot where it is and then step our left foot back. So we're in a low lunge. We're dropping to that back knee and coming up onto the front thigh. So just a nice like hip flexor. If you're feeling that left hip flexor, you're in the right spot. Back toes can be tucked or untucked. And let's just kind of straighten the front leg a little bit and sink back into our front knee. How about 2 more times? Every time you exhale, we'll sink in, maybe go a bit deeper. 1 more. Good. Take your hands down. Let's step back to the top and we'll switch it out. Back knee drops, toes tucked or untucked. Come up onto that front thigh. Front ankle under your front knee or like slightly ahead. Safety first, safety last. Okay, let's straighten our front leg a little bit and bring it back down. 2 more times. Good, back to the top of our space. Okay, let's go into a plank on the hands. Here we are. Now we're going into downward facing dog. I really say this for one person who I know doesn't like down dog. You can stay in plank and do this from here. We're gonna be doing knee to arm, okay? So we're in down dog, and let's lift the right leg. This is our inhale. Exhale, right knee to the right arm. Inhale, back up. Right knee, right arm. Exhale. We're gonna go 6 more times. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. We will hold knee to the arm. Start to go down and up, down and up. Knee to the wrist, to the tricep, kind of like sliding it up and down. Back to 3-legged dog and downward facing dog. Good job, good job. Take a deep breath in and a breath out. Inhale the left leg, knee to the arm for 8. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in 7. There we go, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, we're gonna hold it, of course, and start to bring it down and up, down and up. Not for too long, you got it. You got it. Back to 3-legged dog, back to down dog. Deep breath in and out. Inhale to high plank. Exhale, we're gonna lower all the way to the ground. So let's roll our shoulders up, back, and down. Hands are gonna be right under the shoulders. We're lifting into cobra pose, but instead of just having that lift from the back of the body to where maybe we're like just a little bit peeled off the ground, we're gonna press into the hands and make this cobra a bit bigger, hopefully like a stretch into the front of the body. And see, the elbows are pointing straight back. I mean, like, I know I'm feeling my triceps, and I do this quite a bit. So if you're not feeling your triceps, make them feel. Okay, let's breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, release it. Let's go back to child's pose. This is something I've been looking forward to showing you all morning, so please enjoy it with me. So we're in child's pose. Our right arm is going to stay long. Your elbow is going to lift a little bit off of the ground though, okay? Your toes are together, your knees are out wide. Make sure your lower body is comfortable so you can enjoy the stretch here. And our left hand is out to the side. So I'm on my fingertips, my elbows are up. And then I'm just like looking up to that left elbow. So this right arm is the one getting a stretch, like tricep, armpit, shoulder. There you go. You got it. If you got it, you got it. It feels really nice. Okay, let's switch that out. So the left arm is long. Right fingertips or hand are out to the side. That right elbow is just pointing straight up to the sky. We're like a 90-degree angle, kind of. Not really, more like 80. Anyway, we're looking at that elbow. Okay, let's come out of there. I hope that feels as good for you as it did for me. Let's come up to hands and knees. We'll have the right arm forward, left leg straight back. So we're just gonna find this extension, keep your balance, belly button to spine. If you feel any shakiness or it's really hard to balance, start to adjust, you know, your hand placement or your knee. The toes that are meeting the ground can be tucked or untucked, whatever feels best. And your thumb is pointing right up to the sky. So this will be our inhale. Exhale, we're gonna curl in. So repeat that at the pace of your breath. With this, instead of elbow to knee, I'm going knee towards the nose. Elbow is like alongside the body, like this. So do what you want to do. I find that that elbow alongside the body, knee to nose, gets me more of like a crunch, more core strength, and I like that. Let's go 4 more. Breathe with it. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, let's bring it back to hands and knees. The hand that was on the ground, just give it a roll, shake, and we'll take that extension on side 2. Find your balance, find some stability, adjust if needed. This is our inhale. Exhale, round the spine, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen it out, and exhale, repeat. Keep it going. We'll go 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Lengthen it. Hands and knees, wrist rolls, maybe both hands. And we're gonna go back into a plank on the hands. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale all the way to the ground. Untuck the toes, cobra, inhale. Let's hold a little bit more weight into the hands, breathing. Make sure your elbows are pointing straight back so we can really feel the biceps and triceps get some action. Deep breath in and out and in, and exhale, release it. Inhale back to plank or knees, down dog, exhale. Good things. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, right knee to the left arm. Inhale, lengthen it. Knee to left arm. There we go, 6 more times, 8 on each side. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. No funny business. Back into down dog. Okay, other side. Inhale, left leg. Left knee, right arm. There's 1. Number 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Back to down dog. Let's walk our feet up to the top. Heel toe to feet out. So we're sitting back into this low yoga-y squat. You don't have to go all the way down. One thing is, this pose is one that I see like a lot of room for adjustment, but also a lot of stubbornness. That's okay. I think that some of us just can't get our heels to the ground. That's okay. But since I know most of you can do squats, let's try to adjust the form. I know all of you can do squats actually. So you have to be like honest about your form, maybe checking in with how to adjust the feet so the heels can ground. And let's say you are just here in a squat. We're gonna be doing full squats. So we want it to be strengthening. So if you start here and you hold, then sure, you don't get this like relaxation at the bottom, but guess what? We're all gonna be moving up and down. So it's fine. Just making sure your knees are tracked over your ankles. Inner thighs are like strong, so they're keeping that stability. So whatever our bottom is, this will be the exhale. Hands are gonna reach forward. Inhale to come all the way to stand, hands high. Exhale, reach forward, bring it down into the squat. Again, inhale. Exhale. Here's number 3. 4 deep breaths. 5. 6. 7. And number 8 is our last one. Forward fold. Let's have our feet as wide as the mat, as wide as the long edges of the mat, of course. And just kind of walk your fingertips side to side. So when you're over here on the side of one leg, should feel the side of the leg stretch a little bit more. Come through center and switch it out. One more time each way. Good things. Okay, let's go into a plank. We're gonna stay on our hands. Feet about as wide as the hands now. I always have to adjust for my ground lumps. There we go. This is the spot. So we're gonna drop the heels side to side 8 times, breath movement. This is our inhale. Exhale one way. Center, 2. Center, 3. Center, 4. Center, 5. 6. 7. And 8. Okay, let's go into down dog. Of course, like that dolphin pose is fine. Holding plank is fine, but in down dog, we'll bend one knee so we're feeling the calf of that straight leg a bit more, the Achilles tendon, hopefully, and we'll switch it out. Bend the other knee. All right, neutral down dog. Deep breath in and out. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Number 2, inhale. Exhale. There we go. There's a theme. Let's go 3 here. What number are we going to? Oh yeah, 8, of course. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. Back to down dog. We're going to go right into the other side so our arms can get a lot of action. Deep breath in. Exhale, knee to the chest, knee to the nose. Number 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Good. Down dog. Deep breath in. And breath out. Let's inhale, lift the right leg. Step it forward. There we go. Give the wrists a roll. They deserve it. So we're coming right into crescent lunge. Both hands high. Back leg is longer than a like fitnessy lunge. So the back leg is just lengthened. Palms are facing towards each other. A lot of hip flexor action with that long leg, yeah? Now we actually want our front ankle to be slightly ahead of our front knee for this lunge variety. All we're doing is pressing our back heel forward and back, forward and back. We'll do this 16 times. Here's 5, 6, 7, still a multiple of 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Good. Let's take our hands to the ground. Step the back foot in quite a bit. We're going to straighten our front leg. So maybe your back heel is still off of the ground. That's okay. If you can ground the heel, that's fine. You can be so close. Feet can be so close together, or they can be so far apart. Just do what honestly feels in your body like a really good, worthwhile stretch into the underside of the front leg. So those little push-offs in our lunge, good for strengthening that Achilles tendon. And you know what? We've been doing a lot of balancing acts on Thursday. So I was thinking, like, how do we strengthen those stability muscles today while focusing on like all two-sided poses? And I hope you guys enjoyed that. I like that. Okay, we're planting the hands. We're moving back into down dog, from plank into down dog. Deep breath in together, and out, and in, and out. Lift your left leg, bring it on forward. We're coming into crescent lunge, just setting it up. Lunge can be really balancing, especially when we start moving around. So check your balance here first, so that as we move on, we are grounded. That would be the proper yoga term. Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say? Check in with that alignment so your front ankle is just ever so slightly ahead of front knee, because we're going to be moving forward and back, right? All right, let's do it. 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That feels so good. Hands to the ground. Shorten the distance between the feet so we can find a nice, juicy hamstring stretch. If the ground is far away in forward fold or in any hamstring stretch, you know, consider bringing something to bring it to you. It could be like, I don't know, water bottles or yoga blocks, of course, or some sort of yoga block substitute. Okay, let's step our back foot forward. Now we're gonna kind of, our feet are right under the hips, roll onto the pinky toe edges of the feet so your inner arches are lifting just for a moment. Nice little ankle stretch, isn't it? Okay, we're gonna heel toe the feet out. We're going back into those squats. We're gonna do the full squats again. And I'm just going to remind you, find a place to start where your heels are grounded. Where in this pose, we are never on the toes, our heels are never lifted. And if they are, adjust, all right? You don't even have weight on the toes. Essentially, you can be lifting, I'm like toe tapping right now. You can be lifting your toes the whole time, okay? Maybe not at the bottom, because that's soleus muscle, but just really checking with your form. And then let's just meet at the bottom, whether that is all the way down or kind of like halfway. Okay, so this is our exhale. Let's have the hands forward. Inhale up to stand, hands high. Exhale back down, there's 2. Or no, that'll be 1. Here's 2. 3. 4. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, let's go back to a plank on the hands. We are moving to a forearm plank. So have your hands either together or lace your fingers. So the hands are really part of the equation. From your elbows to your hands, you have some connection with the ground. Now here, we will go forearm plank to dolphin pose 10 times. So when we come into dolphin, that'll be our inhale, let's say. Maybe like 2 steps forward, hips up and back. Exhale, little steps back, hips down. Okay, number 2. 3, 4. Not doing ourselves any favors by going fast, right? Because we're only on number 5. 6. 7. And 8. Hold forearm plank. Hold it, hold it. Breathe, breathe. Maybe close down your eyes, go to your happy place. Be zen, you know. Yoga Thursday. Watch out. Drop the heels side to side. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're going back into child's pose. Deepen your breath here in child's pose. Ooh, my shoulders, my arms, they feel like they've done something. So that's good. We're gonna approach that same variety of child's pose that we did earlier. I want that to kind of get into our muscle memory, into our repertoire of stretches. So let's try it out. So the right arm is just staying long. Your right elbow is lifted a little bit. Left fingertips to the ground, so your elbows up to the sky. And then we're just twisting. Your head can be to the ground or it can be lifted. Anything that gets into that right underside of the arm, armpit, shoulder, tricep, wherever it hits for you, good stuff. Oh, love it. Okay, let's switch it out. Left hand is long, arm is long. And right fingertips to the ground, little twist, little gaze up. Good things. Okay, let's go into down dog. Now, let's see. Well, we might get a little choppy with transitions here for a moment. We're gonna come back up to the top of the mat. We're gonna do one more set of our squats. Oh yeah, this will work. I know what I'm doing. All right, we got this. Okay, let's go down into our low squat. There are just so many things that we've got left to do that are all very worthwhile. So we're gonna feel it out. All right, hands forward. We will go for 8. Number 1 coming up. This will be 1, down. Here we go, 2. 3. 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna stay at the bottom at 8. So here, kind of like a little trust exercise, we're going back into boat pose. So as we start to go back, just engaging your core so you can find a little balance. And guess what? If you go to the ground and push yourself back up, that's totally fine. Let's just stay here for 3 deep breaths. We'll start to lower all the way down to the ground. A little bit of core shenanigans before we move on. Now that you guys are all warmed up, we're probably ready to do some yoga, right? Haven't used that yoga joke in a while. I was thinking about it earlier, but I wanted to wait until we were really like there. Okay, so our feet are straight up to the sky. We're gonna do breath to movement crunches. We'll start with straight leg crunches just like this, okay? So knees are right over the hips, ankles right over the knees, bada bing, bada boom. Hands behind the head, inhale, exhale, lift it up. So let's go ahead and repeat that. Let's do 16. So maybe your head and shoulders don't go back to the ground, okay? I'm gonna just call this number 5, assume that you guys have been doing some. 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Stay. Keep your head lifted, shoulders lifted if that's okay. Now we're bending at the knees. Important note, knees slightly ahead of the hips so that we're really feeling like the low part of our core. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you got it, 13, 14, 15, and 16, and stop. Lovely. Windshield wiper the knees side to side. Nice big deep breath in and out, because we're gonna do that again. All right, legs straight up. This time around, we're gonna do a little twist, okay? It's kind of like our knee to arm shenanigans we did in down dog, only now we're laying on our back shenanigans doing crunches, all right? So here we go, hands behind the head, little twist. Keep the legs strong. You can cross your feet if that helps keep the legs together, okay? All right, so inhale here, exhale, twist, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Stay. Bend the knees. Same thing. Bent knee, crisscross crunches, 16 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, pain in the abs. Number 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, getting hard to talk. 14, 15, and 16. Okay, hold. Okay, hold. Legs straight. You got it. You got it. Breathe. If you're shaking, you're in the right spot. I've been wanting to work on my core strength. I just want to do some core exercises, Brie. Heard. Noted. Okay. Good. Hey. Feet flat. Windshield wiper the knees. My goodness. Okay, let's rock forward and back. Forward and back. So nice after all those planks too. Man, my arms needed a break, am I right? Let's come to tabletop, hands and knees. A little bit of cat and cow, especially that cow part. Feels so good. Fabulous. So kind of pose of the day that I think we'll spend the most time in is going to be runner's lunge. Let's get going into that. We're in down dog. The lunge that we started with Let's just start right there, actually. So right leg up, right foot forward. Okay, drop to the bottom knee. So here we are in our low lunge with our hands to our front thigh. I'm bringing my left hand to my hip to kind of like square my hips and just encourage that alignment. So this is the same idea for our hip flexor. So it's an okay place to stay. I will encourage you though to try, because we've been yoga-y today. Your body might bend a little bit more right now. Feel it out. Hands to the inside of the front foot. So the front foot is scooching out. So the right foot is on the right side of your mat. Now, if this is like knifing pain into any of your joints, don't do it. It should feel stretching, cozy, sensation. I'll say sensation. And then from here, you know, back toes tucked or untucked, whatever's good. But let's just spend a little time. Maybe we're on the forearms, okay? That's an option. Just know that you can go in and out of any pose. What I'll say is even if you go back to our low lunge, that's fine. And then go back to like runner lunge, that's cool. Try to just maintain that stretch in the hip flexor, because chances are what we want to get out of, like this pose, I've seen it before, makes people want to leave, gives us a desire to leave. Try to stay, okay? And breathe. The moment we want to leave, it's like if you're doing push-ups and you want to do 50 and you get to 44 and you're like, I don't want to do 50 anymore, right? Those last 6 are the ones we have to persevere through. And those are the ones that add to our strength. So flexibility is really very similar. When we're ready to ditch a pose, we are like right at that threshold of what we need to build our flexibility. So let's find 3 deep breaths. Wherever you are, find somewhere to relax. Oh man, that just feels so good. Let's walk our feet or our front foot forward. We're gonna sit back towards our back heel and just let our front leg be long. Stretch out that hamstring and close up this hip flexor. She's done. All right, let's make our way into the other side. So back to down dog. Left leg lifts, left foot forward, starting with our low lunge. Let's meet there and let's kind of deepen the stretch as we go. So here we are. Perfect place to stay or to go back to. Hands to the ground. Oh my gosh. I had a lot of things just join me here. Excuse me. Okay, so hands to the ground, checking into that runner lunge. Add just an option. Can stay here or go forearms. Allow yourself to make adjustments, especially if we are in, whether we have our hands to the ground or forearms to the ground. Letting the plane pass. Okay, well we want to relax the front of the body if we're in a runner's lunge. In a low lunge, that might be a little hard. And you know, really like, I'm thinking even the front hamstrings, the outer leg. Wherever we are, let's find a few deep breaths. Find a few extra places to relax into the pose. I'm sure that they exist. Sometimes we don't really know we're holding something tight until we like check in and see, and then invite those places to ease up a bit. All right, we're coming back to center with the front foot, and we're gonna shift back to sitting towards that back heel. My back toes are tucked. Get a little fascia stretch in there as well. Why not? I feel like I need this thing right now. This thing. This yoga thing. All right, you guys. So let's come into one more down dog of the day. Well, why don't you do another one? Then it won't be our last down dog of the day. Do a little stretch later in my honor. We're gonna walk up to a standing forward fold. Now let's just dangle here. Really let gravity do the work. Okay. Feel it out. You can kind of like halfway lift through your back and lengthen, and then just drape into the pose. Let your knees relax. Let your head relax. Just check in. I know that for me in forward folds, sometimes it's like the space in between every vertebrae feels like it just really needs that stretch. That's kind of where I feel this the most, not so much my hamstrings. And so when I feel that, I just like to bend my knees a lot, actually even put my hands behind my head and really give my body the stretch it's looking for. Of course, if it's like all hamstrings for you and you want to straighten your legs more, even if that means like lifting a bit out of it, that's good too. Let's take 2 deep breaths. Okay, we're coming to seated. So nice to yoga. I can't tell you guys how much I enjoyed this whole time that we've had together. I'm feeling nice. Body feels nice. I feel like I'll be a nice person as well. Just kidding. Okay, so our hands are to our knees. We're going to just roll the shoulders up, back and down, up, back and down. And we're gonna take some neck stretches, just really like intentionally. I know I always say to end with neck stretches. This time we're gonna really do them. I'm gonna turn around so this makes a little bit more sense. Okay, so let's have our left hand behind our back, just like this, yeah? And then our right fingertips are out to the side. And then just go side to side with your head. Now, if possible, maybe we can grab our arms behind us. That might not be a thing. It can feel like a lot of stretch into the top of the shoulders. That's okay. So if that's not accessible, then you'll stay here and take, okay, this is our left arm first. If this is where you're staying, right ear to the right shoulder, right hand to the head, stay right there, okay? If you can grab your forearms or elbows behind you, do some semicircles like that. And then feel what side you want to stick with. We will, of course, switch the arms in a moment, but just taking this, so it's like grabbing the elbows or the forearms really gets into that AC joint in the top of the shoulders, which is like a big part of the base of the neck. So this might just get into some unique places. Try it out. Oh my. All right, let the arms relax. Shoulder rolls. So now we get the idea. This is good. Okay, so the other side, the left elbow is just bent, left hand behind our back, right arm out to the side. Do some head side to side, things like that. So you might just stay here. This would be our left ear to our left shoulder, left hand to the head. You can stay right there if it's accessible to grab the elbows. Now this is gonna feel different. It'll feel different into your right shoulder than the opposite grip. So that's okay, that's what we're going for. I know that I'm right-handed, so that right shoulder is more tight for me, but I'm allowing for it because it obviously needs this. And then we'll just take our neck stretches. Dominant arm, that shoulder it needs some love, I'll tell ya. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna be like 40 minutes into your next meeting, all loosey-goosey, just whipping around that mouse, like, man, my shoulder feels good. You're gonna, Terrence and call your name. What? My neck feels good. All right. I'm not excited about this stretch at all. Okay. All right. Take some shoulder rolls there. Movement. Now let's just find some really good posture. Drop our chin to our chest. And let's lace our fingers behind our head. So your elbows are pointing down. Now with this, you want it to be a little bit more than just dropping your chin to your chest. Round your back. So your belly button is like towards your spine. And you're being pretty dramatic about it, right? Yeah. Good, good. Okay, let's roll the shoulders again. Now we're gonna have our hands behind us as such. And think about your shoulders rolling up, back, down. Keep them there. Let your head drop back. Good. Things. All right, we'll take a nice crisscross yoga sauce, as I like to say. Reach your hands up high. Posturize. And then hands forward, hands to the ground. Head just hangs heavy. Stay exactly as you are. Take a really, really deep breath. Notice if your exhale can help you kind of sink into the stretch a little bit more. And then we will switch the cross of the legs. Posture, on point, and fold, and breathe. All right, you guys, this is all for today. Thank you so much for joining me for some planks and some stretches. I appreciate it as always, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Thank you, Brie. That was good.
Good. I'm so glad you enjoyed. And I was thinking about, hold on one second, sorry.